We are in the S4 today. This is the second in-car vlog that we've done in this car, I think. Maybe it's the third. Anyway, the last time we were in this car, we were with my buddy Dills, and we compared the GTI to the S4. So if you missed that video, it'll be in the top right corner. Make sure to go click on that. Today, we are talking purely about the S4, and there might be a little bit of GTI stuff thrown in, but mostly about the S4, because I have now had this car for 10 weeks, and I've put 8,000 miles on it. So first of all, you may be wondering, how did I put that many miles on it? Well, I commute 70 miles a day for work, 35 there, 35 back. So that's 350 miles a week. We did Pittsburgh and back. That was a 1,500 mile weekend. I've done New Hampshire in this car. I've done Rhode Island in this car 3 times. New Hampshire actually twice, once for Volkswagen too. Moral of the story is I drive a lot, and I was thinking about getting a second car and keeping the S4 as like a weekend car, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having the S4 as a daily if I don't drive it every day. So the miles I put on it are the miles that I'm gonna put on it, and that will be that. Now, what is there to like about the S4, and what have I learned in my past 10 weeks of ownership? First of all, a couple little quirky things that have popped up. First, I've had the oil pressure sensor put me in limp mode 3 separate times. It happened once, twice in a day. It'll come up and say EPC light, do not rev over 4,000 RPMs. I went and had it read. My friend Rick said it was the oil pressure sensor, and he said I should have it replaced if it continues. Then I drove it for another 6 weeks, no limp mode. And this was coming on when I was beating on it. Then, on the highway one day, it went into limp mode again randomly without going full throttle, and has not gone in since then, knock on wood. The other weird thing that's happening is, apparently this is unique to Bang & Olufsen cars. The amp for the Bang & Olufsen system actually died, and on a 2012 and earlier S4, that means you had to buy a whole new amp. On the 2013 and up, you can do a software update to bring the amp back to life. So my car was on the oldest version of software possible to get in a B8.5. My friend Chris,
in 1,000 feet.
My friend Chris hooked me up with that at the dealership. They updated my software, brought the amp back to life. And since then, it's been a little finicky. Every once in a while, I'll get in the car and have no audio whatsoever. But Chris told me that the best way to reset it. Chris told me the best way to reset it is simply to go in the trunk, unplug the power, lock the car. That'll put the whole car to sleep. Wait like 30 seconds.
Miles. Turn right to.
Wait like 30 seconds, and then just come and turn the car back on, and all the sound comes back. So that's just minor issues. So we're gonna change the oil in another 2,000 miles or so and see how it comes out. If it comes out really black, I'll start doing my oil changes every 5,000 miles. But I figure it's best to see how the oil is after 10,000 miles before I get tuned, before we're putting too much extra stress on the motor. But I do a lot of highway miles, so it's not like I'm constantly beating on the car and the oil temps are getting really high. Now, as far as the car goes, I love it in here. This is such a great place to be. These seats are so comfortable. We did 8 hours to Pittsburgh, and usually around like hour 4, 4.5 in the GTI, my butt would start hurting. We'd have to, stop and stand up and walk around for a little bit. This car, no issues. It was great. Another thing that I'm really loving about this car is the supercharger. Now, it may mean that I don't get as great gas mileage as what I got with the turbo car, because it's, always stealing, it's always robbing power from the motor, even when I'm not in boost. If you don't know how superchargers and turbochargers work, just a quick Google search will solve that. I love how instant the power is. The integrated engineering intake gives you some awesome whine too. It's so fun to wind the car out. I never found myself winding the GTI out because it didn't make power past like 5,500 RPMs. But this guy, 4,500, it just pulls and pulls and keeps pulling. I think that's a police officer. It is a police officer right there. Oopsies. As far as gas mileage has been going, if I pull up my handy dandy trip computer, oh, that's not the one I want. Trip computer. If I pull up my handy dandy trip computer, I can see that over the past 2,715 miles, I didn't hit reset. I don't know why it reset at that interval. I have averaged 21.9 miles to the gallon, 37 miles an hour, and I've been in the car for 315 hours and 45 minutes. That's a lot of time. Now, I do see about 26, 27, sometimes 30, depending on the traffic on the way to work. Consistent highway driving, I can get around 28 or 29. If I'm with my friends, I get around 23 or 24. Around town, it's garbage. I don't even worry about that though, because I don't really do much around town driving. I really like this car. It's been super easy to crush miles in, as you can tell by the amount of miles I put on it. I bought it with 56,500 miles. I'm now at 63,000. I'm now at 63,205 miles. I will be getting exhaust for this, by the way. My friends at Eurotuning just hooked that up yesterday. I ordered that yesterday. I'm filming this on Friday. You're seeing this on Sunday. So Tuesday, my exhaust should be here. So Thursday, probably an exhaust video unless something goes catastrophically wrong. Everybody said I would be bored of DSG after 2 weeks. It's been 10. I have 0 complaints. I really don't wish for a manual. And you know, you can say whatever you want. I've had a manual car, so I know how to drive stick. That's not the issue. I just think that this transmission suits this car really well. So overall, I'm just super happy with this thing. I've already said that a bunch of now. I think it was a great investment on my part. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos on it. Let me know what kind of mods you want to see for this car. But keep in mind that I am building this car for me and not for the internet. I'm just building this car on the internet. So I will build it for my taste, and if your taste coincides with mine, good. And if it doesn't, like everybody who disagrees with the yellow calipers, who's wrong, you can go build your own S4. And then we can meet up, and then we can compare differences, and that'd be cool. So everybody buy a B8.5 S4. That's the verdict of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video.